Welcome everybody to another episode of Fantasy News, where we're going to be getting... Welcome everybody to another special episode of Fantasy News, where we're going to be going ahead and getting into the insane casting announcements that have just happened for Season 2 of One Piece. And after that, I'm going to get into a bit of an apology that I owe the One Piece fandom as well, but first let's get into the really important stuff, because we have had two huge names announced to be involved with the second season of the live-action adaptation of Oda's One Piece, and the first of those is going to be for Miss All Sunday, a character who I'm actually willing to admit is probably like my, what's the term? Waifu Prime, the one anime character that I'm just super down bad for, and that'd be Nico Robin. And somehow they've managed to cast someone who does look like the perfect Miss All Sunday, and that is going to be Lyra Obova. Unfortunately, I am not very familiar with much of her work, but before recording, I did throw on some of her interviews and just watch some scenes she's been in, and Lyra absolutely can give off the aura of a Nico Robin, and I'm ecstatic to see her take on the role.
Hi Grand Fleet, it's Lyra Obova here, otherwise known as Miss All Sunday. Thanks for welcoming me aboard. Couldn't be more excited to go on this incredible adventure with you. But for now, I'm headed back to Cape Town to continue filming Season 2. Let me tell you, there are some secrets and mysteries you won't want to miss. Knowledge is power, Nakama.
And in terms of what I want to see for this performance early on, really it's just the seeds being laid for the emotional gut punch that Nico Robin's character delivers in Water 7. With no spoilers, there is some tears to be had if they manage to stick the landing here, and that's all I want to see building from just go, is that mysterious yet tantalizing connection that Oda so well built between the readers and Nico Robin early on.
I can't believe how still excited I am for Season 2 of One Piece, even with like some distance from Season 1. I acknowledge it has its problems, but it's still, like, without question, far better, head and shoulders above what people were expecting for a Netflix live-action One Piece. So seeing two new cast members announced, both of which are like, hell yeah, clearly people who fought for the role, fit it, it gets me pumped. And that's actually going to bring me to the second actor who has been announced to be involved with Season 2. Playing Crocodile, we are getting Joe Manganello. And I'm like 80% sure I'm saying his last name right. If you are involved in nerd communities at all, you are probably aware of who Joe is. Not only has he appeared in both Marvel and DC movies, he's also been in Magic Mike, as well as just being well known for being a big D&D nerd who has a lot of respect for the nerd culture. And I'm a huge advocate, fan, yes, for seeing him take on Crocodile. He has the physically intimidating presence that, well, of course we cannot have a live-action actor who is as big as intimidating as Crocodile is in the manga. He, especially going over our live-action Luffy, is still going to have that size difference to give that impact. And to be perfectly fair, I don't think anyone cast in One Piece can match the physical proportions of how Oda draws people. They're debatably not humans in the manga sometimes, but that's for another time. That's a different discussion. Joe Manganiello, while in interviews he seems like a super friendly and down-to-earth guy, is known for being able to play a tough brute who's able to kick some ass, and so having him take on the mob coat aesthetic of Crocodile just I'm excited to see him play something that's a little bit outside of his wheelhouse, but enough similar to previous roles he's taken on for me to know he'll probably just knock it out of the park. Joe Manganiello as Crocodile is just a based pick. But amazingly, that is not the last piece of One Piece fantasy news we have to cover here. And that is because we also got a brief video that showed us the back of the other member of the crew to possibly confirmed yes join this next season, and that would be Chopper. Though they only showed the back of his head, and I'm not saying this is for sure true, it's just where my head went. One, this looks like, as fine as you can make a live action Chopper look from a backlit, not seeing his face setting. But the reason I think they're presenting it this way, and this is totally just a theory, they're trying to avoid a Sonic situation, and they're taking all the time they possibly can to fine tune the face so that they don't end up in that situation where they have to change and reanimate a bunch of stuff. So they're like, all right, you get to see the back of his head. We're not letting you this up for us. And I actually enjoy that the antlers seem to be coming through the hat like they do in the manga and show. And for those of you who are curious, how does Chopper put on the hat? Sometimes no antlers, other times antlers. As I said, physical realities within One Piece, debatable. Now, don't take this as me saying like, oh, One Piece Season 1 was absolutely perfect. I just had a wonderful time watching it, and I'm excited to see the continued hype, a continued build. I'm hoping the success of Season 1 will kind of force Netflix to not cancel it, and as it grows in like the zeitgeist, that leverage to get bigger and bigger names gets all the stronger. So hopefully by the time we're introducing a Big Mom, it can be played by, you know, Betty White, of course. I just found out Betty White's dead. That sucks. But this takes me to the part of the video where I just also want to apologize to One Piece fans. I've made a couple of promises to the fandom that I've broken, that's been kind enough to subscribe over here, where I said like, oh, I was gonna take my Berserk style reviews where I actually go through the story and apply it to One Piece. That ended up not happening this year for a couple of reasons. One, I learned that, you know, One Piece, we are certainly in the final stages of it, and I got a little like, oh no, am I gonna have time to actually go through the entire story before it ends? I talked to some actual mega fans. It turns out most likely, but really what prevented that from happening is my living situation got screwed up. There's a reason I'm in a black void right now. And if I'm going to be retackling One Piece, I want to do it when I have my full monitors set up so I'm able to do the top prime editing and I'm not just on a laptop like I am now. But to be sure that I don't overpromise and underdeliver again, I'm probably going to wait for One Piece, the manga, to be over before I start going back and trying to re-review all of it in that style. Because if you look at all of the One Piece content we're going to be getting down the road, I'm already going to be taking on a lot. We have a whole new animation, we have the series itself wrapping up, and another season of the live action coming. And I just don't want to take a fourth thing that I don't feel like I'll be the same amount of passion because of all the other One Piece stuff going on, like totally re-going through the manga again until I can really devote myself to it. And the One Piece fandom, I want to do justice by and give top quality content for. Because I don't know if I've ever said this, but like there was one of the biggest slumps the channel ever went through, and the One Piece videos, the One Piece fandoms were one of the most hardcore groups that showed up and kept us going here. So as someone who kind of works as like a not middle class, like I'm pretty big for booktube, but like, you know, I'm not on the fucking huge scale of others. Like we're not just floating here. You kept us all going, so thank you. I owe you all a lot, and I don't ever want to let you down because One Piece is a beautiful, magical story, and I know you all, if I have criticisms, want to hear them. So I want to make sure when I do get to presenting them, it is in the most engaging, entertaining way possible. Though I've seen some people saying they like The Void. Don't say that. Don't say that this is better than all the effort I put into a bookshelf, because that kind of hurts. And I just want to put this out there in a video on the record, because I've seen some people saying like, when are you going to make more One Piece stuff? And then some people like shouting them down. No. The people asking that are justified. I have overpromised and underdelivered for One Piece, and it's valid to be like, yo, where it at? You said it'd be here. That's fair. But once I have my next set up, once we are really ready to get cranking again, I want to catch up on the manga, and I want to, you know, get excited to cover the new anime that's coming down the road, as well as Netflix season 2 as we're gearing up for it. So thank you all for your patience. I really appreciate it. And like and subscribe if you have not already. Hit the Patreon if you want to see the first 6 chapters of a book that I'm shopping around to Trad Publishing right now. Popped them up there. It's an early draft, so it's rough, but I'm proud as hell of it. And like and subscribe. I already said that. Have a good one, y'all. Peace.